It's clear to every property owner that damp walls not only affect the look of the building, they impair the interior climate and the health of the occupants. Damp walls cause long-term damage to the structure of the building. Ineffective or inadequate dehumidification measures result in millions in construction damage repair costs. To counteract this and to provide a sustainable, environmentally friendly solution, engineer Wilhelm Mohon, the inventor of AQUAPOL technology, developed a groundbreaking system for dehumidifying walls in the early 1980s.
The history of AQUAPOL begins with my rusty drum set in my damp basement. I got so angry about it at the time that I thought about alternatives for getting the damp walls under control. I had the idea of developing a device that would have to use the Earth's magnetic field, which I already posited at the time, and I wanted to manage the whole thing without using electricity or batteries. And thanks to Nikola Tesla's vision, the system was understandable, after which a patent was made and further developed.
The result of those years of research are clear for all to see. With AQUAPOL, a method of dehumidifying walls to combat rising soil moisture is available for the first time. And there's no need to cut through the walls or to use chemicals or electricity. The innovative AQUAPOL system represents a healthful, sustainable, affordable solution that is easy on the building structure.
Hello, I'm Wilfried Strack. I've been involved with the renovation of old houses since the early 1980s. First as a craftsman, then as the manager of an architectural office, and for the past 20 years as an independent developer. I got to know AQUAPOL during my first renovation project in Vienna, where the funding agency recommended it to me. Later, I even got to know the inventor. I can recommend the product because all my projects turned out extremely well, and even the ones I worked on in the 1980s are still dry today. When my father founded the museum in 1986, the building needed renovation. It badly needed renovation. You could see that moisture had formed and had accumulated in the walls, and my father wanted to do something about it. He wanted to provide a good home for his cars, and the humidity had to be right. Everything above 70% is deadly for cars. After many attempts, he decided to try AQUAPOL, and it looks as though 30 or 35 years later, it still works. I'm very satisfied with the results of AQUAPOL. It keeps my museum dry so I can display my beautiful automobiles. To me, that's the most important thing.
My dad began developing the technology when I was about 3 years old. So I more or less grew up with the company. I experienced its highs and lows, its successes, and also some resistance. When I was asked whether I wanted to take over the company, I felt pride in what it had already accomplished, but mainly also my own ambition to drive forward the company, the product, the technology, and also sales. Taking on responsibility for it means a lot to me because, after all, I'm continuing with my parents' life work. With our experienced team and a broad base of satisfied reference customers in now more than 40 countries, I can implement my ideas step by step.
All damp walls are not the same. There are 12 main causes of moisture penetration in masonry. One of the most frequent causes is rising capillary ground moisture. The moisture is absorbed into the walls from the soil like in a sponge. A horizontal moisture seal either doesn't exist or is damaged. This is precisely AQUAPOL's main area of application. The system causes a downward movement in the rising moisture in the masonry's capillary system and leads to a measurable reduction in moisture. The AQUAPOL technology thereby replaces traditional wall dehumidification methods, such as cutting through the walls or drilled hole injections. Different causes of moisture penetration require different measures. An advanced assessment and analysis are indispensable if building owners want to avoid failed renovations. AQUAPOL provides such assessments during a comprehensive initial on-site consultation. Though the physical function of the devices cannot be explained academically to date, their success has spoken for itself since 1985. The scientifically recognized DARR method allows the moisture content to be precisely calculated. These measurements are carried out on-site. By comparing the initial measurement with the follow-up measurements, the progress of the dehumidification is presented and documented transparently. This is the only way to determine the condition of the masonry and to discover whether dehumidification of the walls has ultimately been successful. Successful wall drying results from the interplay of three factors: the dehumidification technology, implementation of supporting measures, and the remediation technique. AQUAPOL has clearly positioned itself as a dehumidification technology. In order to avoid blocking or even inhibiting the dehumidification process, supporting measures such as the removal of moisture-blocking plaster or replacement of connection joints is indispensable. The final step is a professional renovation. When working out renovation concepts, AQUAPOL places a great deal of emphasis on durability, the selection of materials, and efficiency. Environmentally safe construction principles are also considered. This holistic approach ensures long-lasting success.
The conservation of natural, increasingly scarce resources and the use of alternative, affordable forms of energy are more important than ever today. This is also an integral part of our company philosophy. For us, this means avoiding waste and embracing sustainability and a healthier life. We have now been following this basic principle for more than 3 decades, day after day and year after year. We have more than 55,000 installations in operation worldwide. I can therefore say that we are making a considerable contribution to the preservation of property structures and significantly extending their building's life.
AQUAPOL International, sustainable wall dehumidification since 1985. Simple, natural, measurable.